this is Michelle Steigerwald from Remax One, and welcome to this episode of Home Hacks. The goal of this series is to bring you home tips and food for thought that will hopefully make life a little easier. Most of the content is from my personal experience and things that I've learned from conversations with people in the field or experienced it themselves. So let's get started. Today we're going to discuss a little bit about what's in a drain, or shouldn't be in a drain. I'm not a licensed professional plumber, nor do I play one on TV, but hopefully this will get you to add it to the calendar on an annual basis, and if you choose to, call in a professional. Again, maybe this is just a reminder for you to visit it again, but if you're like me and just realized one day that your shower and your sink were draining a little slower than usual, it made me think back on how long it's been since I redid this bathroom, and then it dawned on me that I never even did a deep plumbing clean on the bathrooms when I moved into this home. Now there are chemicals like Drano and this that you can get to put down your drain to help unclog, and that's probably really good for the areas that you can't get to. But you have to be mindful of the type of plumbing that you have in your house because different chemicals may eat away and damage your pipes. So make sure you look into that before you start using those products and follow those directions or call the professionals. So since the first place that I kind of realized that I had a draining issue was my shower, let's start there. So here's the drain in my shower. As you see, I had this spa tiling flooring done, and they have this drain here. Now this drain that I have here has really large holes. So as you can imagine, I can't imagine how much hair has gone through this drain. Now there are screws here that I can take this up and probably have better access, but with this grouting and everything, I really don't want to mess with the seal. So what I'm going to do is I actually have what they call a drain snake. All right, so I'm going to stick this in to the hole. These grooves make it a little bit hard to get this drain snake in, but the point of it facing that direction is so that the hair can get stuck onto it, and then you could pull it out. It does make it a little bit difficult to pull out, but with a little patience, you will have success. Warning, there could be a lot in here, so if you can't stomach globs of hair, you might want to look away. This wasn't too bad. I had already cleaned this once before, so it hasn't been this bad. But here is an example of what gets pulled out. Let's go to the other bathroom. And welcome to my kids' bathroom. Now, as you can tell, this is a smooth tub, and these drain holes are not as large as the one in my other bathroom, so it would be very difficult for me to use my snake drain here. But because this is not tiled and grouted like my other shower, I feel comfortable with just taking this off so that I can access and cleaning the drain. You just unscrew this. Now some of you might have the like a push button type of plug for your drain, and with those you can just screw the whole thing off to be able to access what I'm doing here. Again, I have not done this since I moved in this house, so I can already tell, if you look in here, that I can see some hair. So here we go. Let's see what we find. It is tricky to figure out which way your drain is kind of heading towards. Okay, and now I'm going to pull it out. Warning, if you can't withstand globs of hair, you might want to look away. All right, so as you can tell, you might want to wear gloves. This is pretty gross. I pulled out some hair. This drain is turns a little bit, but I was able to unclog and pull some of this up. And here we go. This is some of the stuff that I got from my drain. It's pretty shocking sometimes. So let's head over to the sink. And welcome to a sink in my house. Again, here's the snake again that I'm gonna try to use to get anything out. Now, you can just stick this in and between your drain plug here and see what you can get. You could also take that out, which can go over, because I might just do that because it'll be easier. But as you can tell, I haven't even stuck this in yet, and I am finding stuff in here. So this is not too bad. The snake, I'm gonna pull that out and see what I can find. Now I think this would probably be better off for me to actually pull this out. So let's go over that. If you have, again, one of those push kind of drain plugs, you can just unscrew it and easily access. So this one, because it gets controlled by the mechanism from the back on the top here, it's connected underneath. So let's take a look at that first. So here is underneath my sink drain. As you can see here, this is the mechanism that controls that spout from going up and down. So when you pull it, you know, it adjusts it. And how it's connected is if there's usually a screw here, well, a nut of some sort, plastic that comes off, and then it will detach. Ooh. And one thing to note is you should, anytime you're working with anything under here, use a pan to catch anything. So by doing this, I am pulling that from the device that gets controlled by this lever, and I can pull it out from the top so that I can access the drain. As you can see, it's got quite a lot of crud kind of stuck in there, so that would prevent it from draining very well. So while we're here, this drain has the elbow. They call this an elbow, and it's cool. You could take this apart and also clean in here as well, but you want to make sure you put a pan to catch any water that might drip, because there will be a puddle of water. So the cool thing about this elbow is, you know, if you drop something in the sink, like a ring, which is pretty heavy, it usually will just come down and kind of settle to the bottom. And as long as the force of the water isn't too strong, it won't go out to the sewer. The other thing that this is great for is that the water in here creates a seal so that you don't get the sewer fumes coming through. All right, so let's head back to the top here and clear out our drain from the top. So you can see that I pulled that drain out, and there seems to be still a lot amount of stuff in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be able to wiggle this around, get it in there, and then pull it out. Again, if you can't stomach globs of hair and grime, you want to look away. So here, as you can see, I pulled a lot of stuff from hair to probably just build up in the piping from the sediments and just dirt, and that's been there for too long. So this is potentially what's in your drain. I did end up cleaning this piece and then put it back in. I had to make sure that it lined up so that the plug still worked. I hope you found this episode helpful. Please let me know by liking below, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified when episodes come out. If you're interested in the tools that I've used today, I'll leave a link to the product in the description below. And if you have any tips or problems that need to be solved, just comment below and maybe it'll be featured in a future episode. Until then, this is Michelle Steigerwald from Remax One, guiding your dreams into reality.